All right, let's get into it. So, you're part of intake 4.
Yes, I am.
Let's get into the real thing, because I know somebody's wondering this.
All right.
I know you did the Crucible.
Okay.
Now you're doing RBE's intake process.
Correct.
Now, what do you say to people that say, hey, you went to what people call the NBA and it didn't work there? Now you're on what they call the other side, trying to come over here and now make a name for yourself. What do you say about that?
So here's the thing. Like, there's always been that discussion on URLs, the NBA. Somebody I think like from me, and if you talk to a lot of people that's in the lower leagues, I don't think we've ever said like URL is the NBA and everybody else is Rucker Park or overseas. I always looked at any main stage is considered the NBA if you ask me. So like URL, RBE, KOTD, to me those are all NBA status type teams. If you want to, I look at it like you got the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Bucks or something like that. That's how I look at it when you're coming from smaller leagues. Now to say, oh, I went to there and it didn't work. I was actually one of the people who did make it out of my region. So I went on to phase 2. I got a battle on the app.
Yep.
So yeah, I may not have made it to the final 6, but my thing is I did make it out of my region. There are region. And I could say that, all right, maybe it didn't work, so try something different. But I never look. I always my main goal was I wanted to touch all platforms. That's the type of person I am. I've always looked at RBE. I've always even looked at KOTD. I never knew an outlet on how to get to RBE. The Crucible was a little. I think that their process was a little more out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, you got to find a scout, or a scout got to find you, and then you go from there. But I never knew how to get into the RBE process until recently. So I think that's kind of how it ended up different. Had I known about RBE differently, I probably would have picked RBE before I picked URL. But I never been the type of person to be like, oh, URL is the NBA, RBE is just Rucker Park or whatever they wanted to call it. I always looked at them as they're both in the NBA. You make it to any one of those platforms, and you can beat somebody or increase your brand.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is definitely true. But I figured I would ask it because it is a few of y'all.
That's a fact. You
It
gotta.
is a few of y'all who've done both processes.
Yeah.
So that's why I ask it, because I'm pretty sure, just like I'm asking it, somebody else has thought it. But
Right.
for the people who are not familiar with who you battle far as the Crucible, and it is on the URL app,
Right.
let them know who you battled so they can go look it up.
Yeah. So in the first round, I had the little battle versus Delvo, which Delvo actually was on a RB card. I think he battled Jay Breed on the max out with I think where it was Cassidy and Hitman. I think they were him and Jay Breed was like an undercard if I'm not mistaken. And then in phase 2 I battled J2, and that's actually on the app also.
Yeah, so even with the Crucible process, you battled some good people, because Dalvo has a name for us, like Houston Barcode and like
Right.
other leagues. And then J2 has a name, and then J2 now buzzing with the whole bags and bodies. So that's
Right.
a good name to have on your resume.
Correct.
Now I know your home league is the Culture, right?
Yeah,
Is the
correct.
Culture
So
your home league?
culture, yes, it is.
Okay, I saw that you battled. You do have names on your resume. You have Chilla Jones and you have Swamp.
Correct. I got Chilla Jones. I got Swamp. I also battled MVP. That
Where was
footage
that at?
it will be on the culture, but we had some issues that happened when we used a different camera outlet, and that footage, that whole event is gone. So it's like that work gone. But I mean, me and MVP did battle. It was a good battle. Probably one of my favorites that I actually had during that time over there. But yeah, it's gone.
It's unfortunate, but things happen. Things happen.
Facts.
Now, your battle with Swamp and your battle with Chilla.
Right.
Mind you, They have Chilla as Kingpin.
Yeah.
And Swamp, you battle Swamp. What is it, like 2-3 years ago? Something in that
Yeah,
range.
it was about 2-3 years ago. Yes.
Now Swamp is a name, like even more of a name.
Fact.
So how do you think you fared with those two names?
You know what's crazy? So the Swamp thing, right? Swamp was booked before he battled Ace I Mean, right? So
Mm,
with my league, and shout out to Gutta, shout out to also Trebo, the ones who run and operate the league. So, my league, the way we operate, you know what I mean? They put us through a gauntlet. We battle. We don't just go and battle big names. It's not like, oh, let's just dish out money, get you big names. And even when it comes to the big names, it's also we have a good rapport with them. It's not like they're just coming down. Some like when Chilla came down, he
mm,
asked for specifically to battle me. He had battled Trebo, but he
yeah.
didn't like the performance that maybe he did. He said, "Hey, I want to come back. I owe y'all one," and he came down and asked for me. But anyway, to get back to Swamp, Swamp was booked before Ace I Mean and him battle, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
crazy thing is, we locked Swamp in before he just joom. Because remember when he got on URL after he beat Ace I Mean, he went on like a win streak, and it was like, man, nobody has lost. He hasn't lost to anybody on URL. So we were booked, and he actually, we had to postpone that day because they had offered him Tay Rock, they had offered him Twerk, they had offered him a couple names before that happened, and he was like, look, man, he had hit us up. He said, look, I'm gonna keep y'all locked in, but I
Mm-hmm.
gotta, he said, I gotta take these battles, and I was like, hey, I understand, you know what I mean? If they called me with, hey, we want to battle Tay Rock, want to battle, we got you with Tay Rock, or you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You don't really just get those battles, like that rapidly. So I
Oh
understood.
no.
But that battle was actually booked before he even just. It was just perfect time, and I was like, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how that kind of happened.
Okay. No, I mean, Mac
And
Da
shout out to
Vinci.
Swamp too, cause he do good business, and he give you the shot that you're looking for. He try to support all small leagues. He brings something to the table. He promotes, like he promoted the battle. He shared the battle. He came out here and did his thing. And look at the views that it got. You get a lot of these big time people. They don't get views. They don't sell tickets. And when you really understand the business and you see what they bring to the table, it's a big difference. And Swamp is one of those guys. Swamp and A Ward, actually, if you want me to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah, for a guy that like swap aside because he is URL.
right.
A Ward not being URL and really kind of going from league to league and the
Yep.
success that he's having, it's like he's kind of given a blueprint to I don't need the machine. If
Right.
I'm good, I'm good. They can come to me wherever I go.
Right. Right.
And it's worked for him.
It has worked for him. Yep.
So I think some of y'all don't necessarily you need the look. You
Right.
need
Right.
the
Right.
look. But you don't necessarily need to be specifically this place or that place to say you've done something.
Correct. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. That's a definite. That's a definite. But yeah,
Um, OSBO. You did battle on OSBO. Was it Garrett that you battled?
I battled Gary Austin on OSBL, and that's another cool situation. I I wasn't. I obviously we know of OSBL, and I was definitely familiar with OSBL, and I was familiar with Kales. I didn't have no rapport or anything with Kales, so
Mm-hmm.
as she looked out and gave me the opportunity. So I appreciate that. At that time, I didn't know who's all on that roster. I didn't know who's what. You know what I mean? So when she gave me Gary Austin, I was just like, okay, Gary Austin, cool. Like I'm gonna go over there, do what I gotta do. I didn't know he was one of their top guys, and so I really appreciate that. Once I found that out, or you see, how they move. You got him, Wordplay. You got other people, Swervo, all these other guys, but Gary's considered, one of the guys out there. So
Yep.
I appreciate that opportunity. But yeah, Kels locked me in last year in October on one of the homecoming cards, and I came out there. I did my thing. That was a real eye opener. When you travel in battle, it's different, than being at home. And you gotta be able to fight through that, whatever it is. If you're not getting the reactions you thought you were gonna get, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's just what it is. So I like going out of town. It gave me a whole different feeling, another different view on battle rap, and that's what I tell a lot of these people. Like a lot of these people, when we get in there, we talk our shit and all this stuff.
Yep.
Like y'all don't, they don't even come outside. Like half of these dudes don't even leave their region. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see none of them come out to Texas and battle. Like you know what I mean? I don't know if they scared, they want to step out their region, but it's like you can get all the people that's in your corner to clap for you, all these yes men, but stepping outside your region will show you what you really bring to the table. You know? So yeah, I liked going over there. It was a good experience.
If you could, you would go back to OSBL if you were
Oh,
offered to come back?
hell yeah, I'd go over there. Like OSBL is definitely a good spot to rap. It's a good environment. You know what I'm saying? The networking is good. There's always somebody in the building. You know, they drop footage. I mean, yeah, like I'll definitely go back. If Kels, you know what I'm saying, want to bring me back, got another op for me, I'll definitely go out there. No problem.
Okay. Um, let's see. Any other names on your resume besides Swamp and Chilla?
Yeah, the biggest names is just gonna be Swamp Chilla, MVP, and then if you consider J2, which you know he got a little name
Well,
for him.
yeah, I would consider
So
J2 a name.
yeah, so those are the bigger names that I have on my resume. I mean, outside of that, I've battled a lot of good competition. I battled Spade. I battled Prophecy, who he had some PGs back in the day, and I believe he was on RBE a couple times too, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I battled. Outside of that, I did a 2-on-2. Me and my homie Luxury Rap. Shout out to Emperor T. We did a 2-on-2 on our home league. But yeah, I mean, those are my four biggest names. But I think
Mm-hmm.
the resume is still pretty good. I also seen that I've traveled, been to other places, so I think it's looking pretty nice resume wise. I'm building something, you know. I'm building something. Only more to come, you know.
All right. RBE intake 4.
Yes.
This is where we get to the good stuff.
All right.
Are you the best in intake 4?
So of course we're gonna all be like, "Oh, I'm the best. I'm this."
Mm-hmm.
That's just the ego of every battler there is, right? So me being honest, I'm gonna say I don't know who actually is the best. What I will say is I know I can compete with anybody. My style and the way I rap and what I do, I can compete with anybody. You throw me in any ring, and I'm a stand there and do what I need to do. Um, I feel like I have a style, and I'm in a lane that not too many people are in or try to get in. I feel like a lot of these battlers are all in the same genre. If you know, if I want to be here, everybody's gun bar, gun bar, gun bar, drug bar, gun bar, drug bar. It's the same. They all rap the same. They all sound the same. I'll bring something refreshing. And what I've heard, the feedback that I've gotten when
Mm-hmm.
we rap is they say this is refreshing. You know, when I did the Crucibles and, you know, when I went to other places, you know, even when I went to OSBL, they said it's different. It's refreshing. It's something that they ain't really used to, you know. So it may come off at first like an acquired taste, you
Yeah.
know, because I talk money, I talk finances, I talk, you know, regular life stuff. Like, you know, I'm teaching people stuff. If you really listen to the gems I drop, I'm teaching you about stocks. I'm teaching you how to invest money. I'm teaching you how to do shit instead of just the typical like I mean shit. Everybody got guns. Like I don't care about that. Like you know
True.
what I mean? I'm from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
everybody got guns. But yeah, so I feel like I'm an acquired taste. I rap a little different. So if you want to ask me if I think I'm the best, I think I can compete with anybody. Period. You put me up against anybody, and I'll do what I gotta do.
Are you familiar with some of the guys in intake 4?
I
Like,
wasn't familiar with a lot of them, but I was familiar with some of them. So like Black Rolag, me and Black Rolag was actually in the first Crucible.
yep.
He's one of the people that I think he made it to like the final six, if I'm not mistaken. But we were in the same, you know what I'm saying, the same little class of the Crucible. So I knew him. I've heard of Marvelous. You know, I've watched a couple of his battles before. I knew he was in the intake process. I knew of Drop. We've been kind of on Facebook friends and other friends on social medias for a while, you know, not really knowing each other in the process and things like that. But yeah, I knew some of these dudes and some of them I didn't, but I got familiar. I mean, what I can say this RB intake process is
Mm-hmm.
crazy how much talent is in there, and like all the RB drops I've been seeing, everybody's had a good showing. Like nobody's just been like, well, I'll take that back. It was a couple of them that was just like, yo, what you doing? You know what I mean? But
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Who?
man, I think everybody's got the same. You know, the last will dude. I don't know what.
Okay, so we're in the same boat with that because
But
I
yeah,
said that too.
I
I
don't
said
know
that
what.
too. I said that to Wayne. I said he just seemed like he was just like, look at my outfit.
I
It was
don't know.
given, look at my outfit. It wasn't given rapping to me.
Yo, I don't know what was up with him, but I was like, yeah, this is. I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know. Like, I even tried to listen with a different ear. With like, maybe it's something that we're just not used to. It's a whole different style. But
Yeah,
it didn't feel like he was rhyming. It didn't
yeah.
feel like he was rap. I don't know what he was doing, man.
Okay, so it's not just me because I
Nah,
said this to Raw Image. Also, I said like it just seemed like he wasn't rhyming.
yeah,
He was just up there rapping, and it wasn't taking me nowhere with it.
I
That's
was so
that's
lost.
what it was giving.
I was so lost. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched that battle twice because I was like, there might be something I'm missing. So I said, let me listen. I try to take a little notes, and I was just like, nah, this ain't it. But yeah. But outside of that, I think everybody's had like good showings. You know, it hasn't
Yep.
been luster from any side. You know, I thought Hero did good in both his battles. I know he didn't make it to the
Yeah.
top 16, but I thought Hero did good. There's a lot of dudes I was like, dang, they didn't make it. They didn't make it. So I see the competition. Although I
Mm-hmm.
do think a lot of them have the same cadence or the same, but I get their material may stick out and that's what, works. But I think it's good competition. But I definitely think I'm smoking whoever I get. Well, I know who I got right now, so I'm worried about.
But you can't say it, can you?
Yeah, King Madison.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so funny you say it, King Madison, because I was just saying to who was I saying? I was just saying in general when I was giving feedback about all the battlers
Yeah.
that I was like, he stuck out to me. He gave me Emerson Kennedy, M City vibes with how he raps. It's like sneaky good bars.
Yeah.
That's what he was giving me. So it's interesting that's who you got.
Yeah, I got King Madison, and that came about. I was the one calling him out because in the last intake, the intake 3, the last event they had, he battled
Mm-hmm.
one of my culture homies. Shout out to Night the Poet. He's also part of the culture. He battled King Madison, and I mean, obviously, I wasn't in the building, so I'm just going off what I heard. But supposedly, they said he like threw in the towel. Like I guess, I guess he wasn't feeling the vibe. He felt nobody was cheering for him, or he wasn't getting the reaction he was looking for. So he kind of said, "F it," you know what I'm saying? And they just stopped the battle.
Oh
So
wow.
I was like, I'm like, nah, I want him because I don't want him to think this is how we come out here. Like, nah, this not what the culture represent. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my man just had an off night. I don't know. But I was like, nah, I'm sliding for the homie. Everybody talking about he got smoked, he did this, that. I said, nah, I'm not hearing none of that. So I said, I want him. But
Night the Poet. Didn't he do the Crucible also?
Night the Poet was in the Crucible also. Yes. Yes.
See, like when I hear the
Hey, you
names, that's
you
what I'm
be on
like.
point. You be on point. I ain't gonna hold
Yeah,
you.
because it's like I've been going through like the intakes, and I'm like, okay, I know this person from here, I know this person from here,
Yeah.
I know them, and I'm like, you did the Crucible, Ziggy, I believe, did the Crucible, Zay's done the Crucible,
Yeah.
Payne did the Crucible.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people that's done the Crucible and done RBE, and I wouldn't say like people just they did it because it didn't work out. The problem with like URL, man, I think URL is more so they're looking for certain things, right? And when I say they're looking for certain things, maybe they're trying to build characters or they're trying to
Mm-hmm.
certain images. So if you don't fit into their line of what they're trying to do, then they just gonna go on and skip past. But I think what RBE is doing is letting people be themselves and they're building. If they see you got the work ethic, they see you got the talent, they see you got potential, then they're gonna bring you in and they're gonna help build your brand. But I think URL is like they want somebody who already has all the brand or they have something that they can control. Maybe I don't know. So it's just two different ways that they're doing it, and I think that's what the issue is with URL because like you said Zay was in the Crucible, but look at Zay now, you know what I mean? But
And that's exactly what I was gonna say.
that led
Like I
King,
watched the
yeah,
Crucibles, and then I'm watching like how they've done with RBE, and it's just like
Yep. And you know what? I'm gonna
It's
give you a
amazing.
better example. I give you a better example. Okay, you brought up Night the Poet, right? Night the Poet
Yeah.
was the first Crucible with me. He didn't make it out the first. He didn't make it out the first region initially, but then somebody dropped out, and he was one of the dudes that got the call back. So he went to phase 2, right? So you fast forward to now. This is what I'm saying about RBE. I feel like they. I mean, this is what I'm saying about URL. I feel like they're looking for something particular this year. With this year the Crucible, Mozzie was in the South region. He did not make it out of the first round of the first region. He didn't make it. He wasn't one of the 6 that they pick out of the South. But somebody fell off or somebody dropped out and they called him back. And now look, he's like arguably top 2, if not number 1 in the whole Crucible thing. They would have lost out on him because
Yeah.
they didn't think he was good enough, and they no, we not going, we good, don't worry about it. But then they needed him when they called him back because. But look what you missed out on. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And that's how I go, man. That's how
That's
they.
true though.
Yeah.
That's true. He was like when I saw the top 6, I was like, I knew who Bandit Montana was. I knew who Eunice was. I knew who Usa was. Um, what is it? 2, 3. Who else? Who else was in that?
Trebo was in there. Trebo was, oh well, not the top 6, but Trebo was in the last phase. He did
Yeah.
top 6, but yeah, Trebo, another one that's good, man. Like it's yeah. I don't know what they looking for, to be honest. So that's why I'm glad I'm able to be a part of something where they kind of let you do you. All they're asking for is show them work ethic, show them potential. Come in here and don't mess up the opportunity they give you. You know what I mean? And I can appreciate that. But yeah, those were some of the names that was in there. And then I think Trebo beat Bandit Montana the round before, but then Bandit Montana made it to the 6. They battled in phase 2, and the consensus was Trebo smoked them. And so they both went to phase 3, but then after phase 3, like Bandit Montana was one of the ones they picked for the top 6.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Because when people started talking about the top 6, I was like, okay, I know this person. The only 2 people I wasn't familiar with this top 6 was Mozzie and Dice. But I got on Twitter and everybody was talking about Dice, talking about Mozzie, and I'm like, okay, let me go look and see who they are.
Yeah. Shout out to them, man. They did their thing, but yeah, that's how they rock over there. I don't know what they look for. Like I say, the intake process is a lot different, and I appreciate it being different. It's also
Explain the difference. Like, what is the intake process?
so the difference to me is one, it's a lot more hands-on. You know all the information you need to succeed or what you need to do. So like, with Wing, she's in control of the whole situation. She's talking to us, she's letting us know, hey, we need to do this. Hey, y'all gotta be here. She's giving us the information you need to succeed. With the Crucible, man, like sometimes you don't even hear from the scouts. You don't know when the date's gonna be. You don't know where you need to be until like a week before. And I think sometimes that puts people, if you don't have, like, not, we don't know everybody's financial situation, right? Airplane tickets, hotels, all that stuff get expensive last minute. So a lot of people don't make their opportunity because you tell them, oh, hey, we're gonna be in Phoenix 3 days from now. And they're like, what? I've been asking you, what, now I gotta try to find a ticket. Some people can't do that. You know what I mean? So we're getting stuff like, shoot, we getting dates that we already kind of know. Hey, September, October, November, or whatever. These are gonna be the dates, and it's like 3-4 months out. So you got time to prepare yourself. You got time to write your material. You got time to do whatever they're asking you to do. So that's one of the big differences. That is real hands-on. You're getting the information you need. It's not like you're just sitting there waiting in limbo. Like, oh my god, what am I? Like, that was one of the biggest things. Because me, I'm a person about organization and business. The way I live my life is the way I like to conduct business in general. So I need to know, hey, where is it going to be? Because I like to book my flight. I like to look up the area, book my hotel. Like, I don't just stay anywhere. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So I need all my information as soon as I can get it. And then sometimes you reach out to them, they make you seem like you're bothering them. They don't want it. And it's like, dude, this is a business y'all running. Like, just answer my question. But we don't get that on RBE. It's very easy. You got Wayne, you got the bricks that, she'll put in place that she'll let you know, hey, reach out to them if you can't reach out to me. And it's just a smooth process. It's just smooth.
That's good. Because that is true. That is true. I can say with the Crucible, I did hear people say, well, I didn't find out my opponent until a week till whenever the event was, or this until a week till whenever. And that's why I was asking different people, like, so this is why some of these performances, as far as the Crucible, weren't what we were expecting of certain people.
Exactly.
Because of circumstances.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, you know, that's their business. That's how they choose to operate it. But yeah, like you get lackluster when you do that. I mean, another prime example, Mozzie and Eunice was a last minute battle in phase 2 because one of their ops, somebody's op got, I don't know what happened. I think both of their ops dropped out probably because they got a late minute notice on where it needs to be at. They couldn't make it. So Mozzie and Eunice was a last minute. Now, those are just two great guys that are able to come up with material last minute, and they had an amazing showing. But like somebody, you know, take me for myself, I just don't like last minute things. Like, you know what I mean? That might not have been good for a person like me. You tell me a week, hey, you got this person. Now I'm like, dang, I got to write 3 rounds for this person. You know, it just might not work. So it's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like the way they operate it is it's their business. They can do it how they want. I just don't think it's the best when you're trying to build somebody. So again, it all depends on how they're looking to build or what they're looking for, I guess, you know.
You got a point, because it's not just the Crucible that has that issue. Even your top tiers have had that issue with needing some. I think Drugs said it. Drugs mentioned how they would call him like last minute, and basically he would fill in on the card.
Yep.
And he said he didn't want to keep that up.
Yep.
So I get it.
And you know how you stop that type of stuff right there? If people start saying no. But the problem is a lot of people are so fixated on the fantasy of I gotta be on this NBA, and they just anytime they call is yes, 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 yes. All it takes is for people to just be like, nah, I can't do that. And then it's gonna fall apart on their end, and they're gonna have to, I'm pretty sure, you know. But if everybody follows the same suit, like, no, man, I need this amount of time, I need this, then they're gonna have to book the stuff the right way, and you're gonna get better battles. And like I say, so far since I've been in RBE, this seems like what they do. I mean, even when it came to the max out, if you watch the ARP blogs and stuff, he started booking this months ago. He just, you know, started releasing it, but he booked this months ago. So you're going to see 10 great battles. You're not, you know, now if somebody does come up there, they choke, they slip, whatever, that's on them. It ain't on ARP. Like ARP gave you time. You know what I'm saying? So you fumbled the bag. But that, like you say, even going into the top tiers, you know what I mean? You see a lot of these top tiers complain about it. Calico, before we knew he was on Max Out, this was like maybe like 2 months ago. Calico was on Twitter, hey, I'll battle Rum Nitty on Summer Madness, but y'all better book it now. Do not wait. And look what, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like, it's like I say, the way RBE seems way more professional and organized, if you ask me. And I'm not saying that just because I'm in the process. I'm giving you the honest. I've seen both sides.
I was about to say that.
It's way more professional and organized, is what I'm going to say.
Now, can I ask this? Is it because you have a woman doing a lot of the stuff? Because Wing is like basically y'all go to with intake.
You know, listen, women are a lot more organized. You got, like, I take my wife for an example. She does a lot more she likes to be, she's a planner. She likes to be organized. She don't want to do nothing last minute. It's got to be boom, boom, boom. And she keep all that in line. So I do appreciate that. I guess I'm not going to say that's the only reason, because Wing is a woman. I think Wing just also understands her goal and what she wants to do. I guess because, you know, maybe if that is a tendency for women, then maybe that is
like women seem to be a little more organized.
I think it just takes a person who really gets, you know, maybe they give Wing the leverage to do what she needs to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if maybe if somebody got his hands tied behind his back, he can only do so much. But maybe they like, hey, Wing, this. Well, obviously they hey, this is your thing. You do what you got to do. You got free reigns to manage it how you want, and she's able to. It's just flows. You know what I mean? So that could be an issue too. But yeah, I think obviously her being a woman definitely probably keeps it organized, because she seemed like a professional, organized person. She don't take no shit either. Take none of that.
Yeah, it just feels like Wing has, like, Wing's doing like mucks all of y'all, and it just seemed like Wing has it all together.
That's a fact. She don't play no games either, man. She don't.
That's a fact. That's a fact. She'll tell you real quick. Shut up while in the middle of my round.
Yeah, no, facts. She will tell you for real. She will tell you. I'm like, bruh. Like, yeah, we not playing.
All right. So you're familiar with certain people in the intake for. You don't know who Hefe is, probably, do you?
Hefe, I know. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not familiar with his battles, but obviously, I know him within this process.
Bales.
Yeah, I know Bells. I watched like one of his. I watched one and was I watched one of his because him and I think it was him and Gary that was going at it originally.
Yep.
So because of that, they had like Gary's real entertaining. I'm not gonna take that from Gary. He's real entertaining. So whenever he get in a mix with somebody, it'll potentially make you like, hey, let me go watch this battle of this dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I know of Bells because of that, yes. But prior, no.
Odanga.
Yeah, Odanga. I definitely familiar with Odanga. Shout out to Odanga. He part of the culture. But yeah, Odanga's got some resume. He got a resume too. He got some people under his belt too.
Yep. Come I believe it's Sunday. I'm interviewing him.
Oh, that's a good one.
I need to kind of like look to see who he's battled because I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, he done battled Stewie Newton, Jay Moore.
Ooh, nice.
It's a couple other ones, yeah, but he'll tell you about it on he's definitely he got some things under his belt.
See that?
Nah, I wasn't familiar with C-Dot.
You said you're familiar with Marvelous.
Yeah. Marvelous is he talked that money talk like me, so we kind of like it's the interest is gonna catch each other just because he got the same type of thing,
N8.
I know of N8. Yep, I was familiar with N8. He actually battled Trebo a while back on I think it was a GZ on KOTD. Like this might have been like 2 or 3 years ago, but I'm familiar with N8.
Drewski.
I wasn't familiar with Drewski. No.
Okay. Like, cause that's what I was saying. Like, I was going through the list of Ante 4, and I'm like, okay, I know you, I know Hefe, Black Rolac,
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody else. I would have to watch their battles to have an idea of them.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate you, knowing me. Like, man, that says a lot. I'm like, dang, because sometimes as battlers, especially on the tier that we on, you be like, man, I don't know if I'm making a movement. I don't know if people watching, but to hear somebody be like, yeah, I know of you. And it happens a little more frequently than I expected. I know I was in the space one time in Young Cannon. We was in one of the RBE spaces, and Young Cannon came through. And she was asking him about, do you know anybody in the intakes? And he mentioned me as well as some other people. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't even know Young Cannon. You know what I mean? Like, that's random. I was like, that's crazy. So
that's good.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, y'all spaces, from what I heard, Danny Myers has been in your spaces.
Yep.
Ab has been in your spaces.
Yep. I think Danny Myers is going to continue to be in some of them. Like, he seemed real, like, networking and everything in there and giving good feedback. Av popped in there, and this is before we knew he was on the max out, so it would have been even crazier if we knew he was on the max out. But yeah, Av been in there. People definitely pull up. And like I say, they participate. Which that's another thing too. When you in these RBE spaces, man, it don't make you feel like I don't know how you put it, like they're too good to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like these battlers that are top tiers will pull up, they talk. But if you ever in like them other spaces, like before I got in the intake process, I would be in other spaces with where there's more URL people. Whatever, they don't let people speak. They don't bring people up. They try to act like, and I'll be like, man, I never like treated people like that. Forget rap just in general, because you never know who you may come across. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know who I may be or who you may be, and you down people like that, and you don't know what bridge you could have burnt. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Yeah, but yeah, they definitely pull up to the spaces, and it be kind of lit in there. It be lit in there. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like, I get in the spaces as much as I can. Like, I know they did the Ante versus the Bricks last night. Yeah. I didn't make it in the space, but I was just reading like their tweets, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they did do that.
And it sounded like it got kind of interesting last night.
Yeah, it definitely they was going, man. There was some good rounds that was played. Like people were sleeping on that intake. Yeah, intake was getting some of them rounds. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's good though. The process Like we know y'all gotta battle each other. Then there's a semifinal where y'all. Well, you got this. Then eventually it goes Sweet 16.
Right.
Then y'all got battle again before you get to Battle of Brick. You make the Sweet 16.
Right.
How do you make the Sweet 16 out of intake 4?
Okay, so um, there's going to be most likely three different events. After those three different events, she's going to pick her and the judges, whoever's participating in that, is going to pick the top 16 out of all of the performances, and then from there, it's going to be intake versus the bricks. So for me, at the moment, I gotta try to outbeat all the 50 whatever it is. I think it's like 56 of us. You know what I mean? I gotta beat about like try to beat 40 different people is what I'm really competing for. And if it's gonna be scattered over time, that's three different events. I gotta try to make sure whatever event I'm on, I'll leave an impression because you could battle on this first event and then the second event, they go crazy. Third, go crazy. You might get forgot about. You know what I mean? You never
That's
know.
very true.
But you got to make a lasting impression. But what I will say is, I've seen when I'm watching through the RBE process, I'm watching all the drops, and I've seen the people that she's picked. There was a reason that these people got picked, and you can see it when they battle. Now I also know there's other things that play into it. You got your promo, you got all these things that play into it because they want a complete package, which I highly agree with. That makes 100% sense because if you're putting somebody on this max out card, you're spending money. You need to see if these people can promote that and try to bring some of that revenue back. So I get the whole package thing. But again, yeah, we're competing with each other at the end of the day, and you're trying to be in that top 16. So I technically probably only have one battle to make this happen, to where you've had the people that was in intake 1, 2, and 3. They've already had a few battles, like somebody like Gary Austin. This will be, I believe, his second. You know what I mean? This will be his second battle. So you're competing even against that. You know what I mean? So I feel like intake 4, you better come through and be, I don't even know, you gotta be amazing in everything to try to take one of these slots.
Okay. So I asked this uh, with Don Rich yesterday. I asked this.
Uh-huh.
I asked him, he didn't make the Sweet 16. So I asked him, how do you feel about the Sweet 16? Of the Sweet 16, how many of them are you familiar with?
Of the
Or do
sweet,
you know who the Sweet 16 is?
yeah, I can't name all the names off the top of my head, but I'm familiar with majority of them. Like I know there's ATM in there. You got Muggy.
Yep.
Uh, you got Gary. You got I want to say King Benny.
Yeah, King Benny,
You got
Fuse the General.
Ziggy. Yeah,
Yep.
Fuse General. Yeah, I'm familiar with them. And there, who else is there? There's some more that I'm familiar with too.
Ghost.
Ghost. I wasn't familiar.
Yeze.
I wasn't familiar with him, but I had to go back and watch him. I was familiar with Eze. I watched him. Yep.
King Shadow.
Yep.
X-Man.
I wasn't familiar with X-Man. I wasn't.
OG Prime.
I wasn't familiar with OG Prime, but what I can say, OG Prime is another person that's very entertaining. So when he get to talking, he get to going, you gonna be like, yo, I gotta look this dude up. So I went back and looked him up too, for sure.
Cash Kid.
Yep, I was familiar with him. I had seen like one or two of his before I even knew he was gonna be Sweet 16.
Hollywood Heem.
I didn't know him.
I Am Spoken.
I Am Spoken. I didn't know him, but he's definitely one of the ones that stood out when I watched his battle that dropped on RBE. So the latest one that dropped, I watched that one. That one, like I think it was him and Osiris, and it was crazy battle. So because of that, I went back and watched more of his because I thought he was great. I thought he was great. And even though this person isn't in the Sweet 16, they're in intake 4. Uncle Nini, I think he's fire. And I think he probably would have been in the Sweet 16, but I think he didn't have an op, or his op backed out, or something happened in the past event. So he's in the intake 4, but I think he definitely would have took somebody's position because he was fire. Uncle Nini's fire.
Fuse the General.
Yep, I heard of him. Yep,
And the last person would be Insight.
I hadn't heard of him, but I watched him afterwards. Yeah.
So that's why I was like, when I went through and I'm looking at the Sweet 16, I'm like, okay, she got variety in this Sweet 16.
Yeah,
We got pen, we got bars, we got aggression, you got cadence, you got delivery. It's like a fan who wants this, you got it. Fan who like she gave you so many different for you gonna like somebody out of that Sweet 16.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like with the process of RBE, it's like they're letting you be you, but they're giving you what you need to follow and what they want to see from you. But you get the chance to be you and build your brand. That's what is amazing about the process, and it's very different from the URL. URL may have like, and I'm not saying this on their behalf because I don't know, but like, let's say they like, hey, we need another twerk or somebody to take twerk position. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. Then they're going to have a bunch of these type battlers in their like last 6 or their top 10 or whatever because they're trying to fill that void.
That's true. Now, last night, the max out card came out. The full max out card with 10 battles on it came out. Now, there is an 11th battle, but you have to watch the stream for it.
Ooh.
So, I noticed on Twitter and social media just in general, when the card dropped, the first thing people said is, who is these other guys on the card?
Yeah, man.
Meaning your bricks. How do you feel about that?
I hate that shit because this is the thing. And I believe this is around this is like just battle rap culture in general, right? Everybody always says they're tired of seeing the same people booked, right? So when URL was having, I don't know, 10 events a year or something like that, right? Everybody, we're tired of seeing this. We're tired of seeing this person. Why is this person booked on every card? Well, how do you think you can book more people without bringing newer people in? You know what I mean? You have to build up the next people so you can get newer faces in there, And so my thing is, if you want the culture to excel and keep going on, you have to have newer talent. So you have to give them the opportunity. And this is where it makes sense when some of these bloggers and battle rappers talk about, like I watched Goods and he was saying like nowadays it's really just popularity. Nobody cares about a good battle. This is making this type of stuff true, because if you cared about good battles and you really like the everything about battle rap, you're going to be accepting these new people and see who's new out there, who's coming in. But if you just want to see your favorite, then you don't care about the newer talent, and that's not good to keep progressing the culture. You know what I mean? Like if you just want to see the Warriors play every day, you don't know what's gonna happen when you get LaMelo Ball in the league. You know what I'm saying? You don't know.
That's a fact. Cause like I was on Twitter, that was the talk. Then I went on, what was it, Facebook, that was the conversation, and I'm like, y'all can't be paying attention to
they're not
like what's going on with RBE or like the names. Like K Venom versus J Breed, that's new Brick versus Brick. That's basically what that battle is, because K Venom's a newer Brick.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you got Riggs versus J Slash.
Yep.
Riggs is a name. J Slash is making his name.
Exactly. You got Zay versus Sino Savvy.
Come on now.
Exactly.
And then Excel versus Def the Kid.
Yes, Def the Kid just had a good battle on iBattle too. But that's when you can tell if you're a fan of battle rap or if you just paying attention to the big names, and that's all you want to pay attention to. To me, those people are messing up the culture. You're not a fan of the battle rap. You wasn't here when we was watching everybody develop. You wasn't here when we seen Tay Rock in the big hats, when he was 16 battling Charlie Clips, Kate, all the other people. You know what I mean? You wasn't there to see the develop and the stories of everything, which lets me know you're not really here for the culture. And that's the stuff that's messing it up. But I responded to somebody because it pissed me off. Like he was like, "Oh, I'm skipping past all of these battles or something." And I was like, "Oh, that's stupid." Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're not paying attention, just say that. But
Yeah, he
all
said he wasn't gonna watch it until QB versus RX. And I'm
yeah,
like, what?
yeah, like that's dumb. That's dumb. If you're not paying attention, just say you're not paying attention. Cause Zay is fire, Sino Savvy fire, Def the Kid fire, Jay Breed fire. Like they all got talent. You know what I mean? And you got to give them the opportunity to show that talent. And I'm telling you, like you might the crazy the people that saying it might be a fan of these people, but they're not even gonna give them an opportunity. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, because this is my thing. People, all right. So the first thing was everybody was saying that Max R3 was going to be the card of the year.
Uh-huh.
That was the notion. Now that the card has dropped, everybody's like, this was supposed to be your card of the year. Now that you have these other battles on the card,
Yeah.
people seem like they're disappointed.
That's still crazy because even if let's say you don't like the battles on the undercard, right? You're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, like this. Like for you to say it can't be card of the year or it won't compete, you still got the rest of those battles. Like all of those are top battles. The
Yep.
culture been wanting to see A Ward versus A Verb since they've been arguing for about a year.
Yep.
Calico and Goods has been a battle that people want to see because they're two style, the way their styles are, you know.
Yeah.
Hitman and Ill Will. First of all, Ill Will has, shout out to Ill Will because he's done everything he's supposed to do in his battle rap career, and he's gotten to where he's gotten to. He's another person who became who he became without the whole backing of URL. Like a lot of people say, you can't be a star without URL. I mean,
That's
I know
not
he's
true.
exactly. I know he's had some battles on URL, but that's not where the majority of his career has been. So he
Yep.
became who he became with the hard work of him and RBE and all the other things. So shout out to him. Him and Hitman Holla, anticipated battle. You know what I'm saying? Big K, that like Big K and Young Ill. Like Young Ill is anticipated just for him coming back. And then the battle, Big K, who been on a run, like
Yep.
they're crazy. They crazy. All of those battles are gonna be fire battles.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, for me, I view it as the new coming
Right.
of RBE, which are your new bricks and your bricks,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have your names. So
Right.
I get a well mixture of both. That's why I was
Yep.
telling you. I'm like, you're talking about you're gonna miss like the first 4 battles because they're not big names, but they are they're names as far as RBE, and that's the whole premise of it.
Yeah, they just not paying attention. That's the only excuse.
Clearly that.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Name a battle where Zay hasn't shown up and had a good performance. I can't name one.
Nope.
When after he won or he lost, Zay shows up, and I'm gonna know Zay's from Charlotte. I'm gonna know it.
Yep.
Somewhere in that battle, I'm gonna know it.
Yep. No, it's 100% facts. Like, yeah, like that prime example. Zay don't have no bad showing. Whether people think he won or lost, it's either debatable or he won. And that's good for him. Like he don't have because at the end of the day, people don't want to just see just body bag battles anyway. Like you don't really rewatch those. When people get ranked, you don't really watch that. Like we're never gonna go back and rewatch Swamp versus Twerk. You're not gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't want that. But Zay has had great showings every single time he step out there. So for you to not want to see him or don't know about him, then that's on you. That's on you.
And that's what I was saying. Like last night, it was a little disappointing when the card dropped because I'm expecting people to just be like, okay, this a fire card still. It's not the card of the year. I'm like, one, it's all about the matchups.
Yeah.
It's all about the matchups and what I think these matchups can be.
Right.
I think overall, good card. Really good card.
Right. I think it's a great card. I think it's a great
card.
It
is.
And you know what? What people also their minds, are probably trained to. Again, and this is what happens when people keep that narrative of URLs, the NBA, and everybody's below them. When you keep that narrative, a lot of the culture tends to feed off of that, and so they're gonna judge everything off of them. And the reason why they're probably saying, "Oh, well, this can't be card of the year now because you added all these battles," because URL they normally will do 2 days. Like they gonna do this the day one, and then they gonna do this the main card. So you separate the two, and then in your mind you're like, oh, okay, this like, you know what I mean? But all he's doing is he's combining it together, making it one day, so you don't got to be out here for a whole weekend. You know, your Saturday and your Sunday taken up for battle rap. Because some people get tired of that. You know, I don't know if you ain't never been to these events like that, you wouldn't know. If you go on Saturday, then you gotta wake up again, go Sunday, another like 8 hour event. Like some people don't want to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So he just put it all together, boom, and it's still a fire card. But if your mind is, oh no, URL and everything that they do has got to be done that way, then you're gonna think, oh, this card ain't fire because they added all this to the card. But nowhere else does that happen. In boxing, you go for you pay the pay-per-view for the main fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You pay for the Earl Spence versus Crawford. And then you got all the undercards of the people you may not know, may not have heard of, but you're gonna, everybody usually watches all of them, and you become a new fan of somebody. But oh, I didn't know this dude. Who is this? Oh, dang, he done knocked this dude out. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like everywhere else, that's how it is. There ain't no 2 day type stuff.
That is true, and I said that when I started to think about the RBE events. I'm like, none of these are 2-day events, and it's more convenient financially to combine them.
Yep.
Now, I'm pretty sure this pay-per-view has probably gone up some more. The first time I checked, it was $65.
What's
the
it
second
at now?
time I checked, it was $70, which was a couple days ago. I'm pretty sure it's going to go up more.
Yeah, facts. I'm pretty sure.
But you got the matchups. You got the matchups that most fans wanted.
Yep. Facts.
If you could have added another battle, who would it be and why? If you could add another battle.
If I could add another battle, it would be Briz Rothstein versus, I'm gonna be honest, anybody. Like, because I think the culture wants to see Briz Rothstein back. I want to see Briz Rothstein back, and I think this would have been a crazy announcement if Briz could have came back on Max Out. And like I say, for me, I don't care who he battle. He could battle anybody. I know most people want to see him battle Mook. Honestly, I feel like that situation kind of dead. I don't know if they ever are going to battle. Right now, some talks going around that I guess him and Mook are booked. I don't know where they booked that. I'm gonna watch it because it's still Mook and Briz, but like I feel like that whole situation is like they let it go too long.
Yeah,
and I don't know if I'm gonna be interested in the Mook and the Briz. Again, I'm gonna still watch it, but I just want to see Briz come back. So I would add Briz to this card versus like anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, he could battle anybody. He could have, like, Briz versus one of the Bricks would have been crazy. Just like, hey, I'm back. I'm gonna dust the rust off of one of you youngest and give him they would have gave him a good showing because the Bricks are still nice too. Or if they would have put him against another name, like, you know what I'm saying? That would have been crazy.
Now, it was floating around that the rematch of Briz versus Show Off was to be the matchup for for Max Out 3.
I thought that was gonna happen, and that would have been crazy to me.
And social media was in so much of an uproar about just the potential of that being the matchup that it's like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Who is that? Yeah. Who is that? Oh, King Odanga popped up.
Oh, shout out Odanga.
I mean, I would have let him join if he was going to join it. But yeah. Everybody was in an uproar, like, why would he do the rematch with Show Off over on RBE? I'm like, bruh, half of y'all didn't even know it's a rematch. That was
facts. That's exactly
that was the first thing. Y'all didn't even know that they battled as far as the PGs.
They didn't even know. Yep.
So y'all are just like, it's a random matchup. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been great. And if he did the rematch with Show Off and he did great with Show Off, showed he still got it, but that was just part of the obligation was to do a battle, then say next card as far as RBE is him and Mook. I wouldn't have been mad at it, but the internet was just going crazy, and I'm like, this is how I know some of y'all just don't know anything as far as battle rap.
That's a fact, because like you said, they played like half of them didn't even know they was a rematch. That's what
I'm like. It's
and
crazy.
And I know, like, yes, rematches. Sometimes a lot of people like, oh, I don't want to see rematches. It depends on who it is. But see, if you know the background with the show off and the Briz, like that rematch would be good because like Briz walked him. He walked him back. But since then, show off has like boom, like he's so it's like, you know what? Let's go back to the day one real quick. Let's see, let's see how we compete and match up now. That would be a dope battle. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was trying to explain to people on Twitter. I'm like, clearly, y'all either didn't watch the battle or y'all are just one. Everybody wants to say show off is trash. And I just be like,
Show off did that to himself with that pulverized bar.
but this was even before the pulverized bar. People was like, he's trash. And I'm like, how? He's battled Math, he's battled Ars, he's battled, I believe, O-Red, he's battled Loso. Like, he got the resume.
He's not trash. He's not.
So
trash.
I'm like, how is he trash if he's on all the top cards?
The problem is the way the mind works is people go off of the what have you done for me lately, or what do you remember? What was the lasting impression? And that pulverized bar just it stuck with him too hard. But pause. But it is just that right there is the only thing that kind of. But show off is definitely not trash. If you been a fan of battle rap and you've seen him, he's not trash.
Go watch him versus Chef Trez.
Yep.
Go watch him versus. Matter of fact, show off is so not trash. He battled twice in one night. He battled Ish Moolah 3 rounds.
I heard about that.
They agreed 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Go name me somebody else who do 6 rounds in a night and not screw up. Don't worry, I'll wait.
That's
but y'all want to say show off is trash.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nah, he definitely not trash, and I be hating when people put them jackets on people. But again, like I say, he kind of that one bar
kind of like
that one bar was wild. I was like, bruh. But you know what? Everybody had their moments. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
He just had a bad bar, but there's some people who choke, and this is what's crazy. You'll have the people like and I feel like I've used him as an example a little more than once, but like you have people like Twerk who get up here and choke 3-4 rounds, whatever, and people say he's still the greatest. He's one of the greatest of all time. He's this, but then you have somebody like Show Off who maybe tried a bar, tried something different, didn't work. Oh, he trash. Like, bruh, like come on, man.
That's a fact.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know why people do like it. This battle rap industry is a little tough, man. Like, either they gonna love you or they gonna hate you, and you just gotta make sure you're well, grounded within yourself, and you're doing what you love and what you like, and try to block all that out. You know what I mean? I mean, you still gotta have talent. You can't just come up here and bullshit, but you can't just fall to whatever people say. And another person that's real good at that is like Averb. Like, Averb is the perfect villain and don't care what nobody say about him. Like, people say Averb is trash, garbage. They call him gay. They do a whole bunch of crazy stuff with Verb. And he still is somebody that you're going to watch him battle.
That's a fact.
No matter what.
That's a fact. Because I've been saying that about Verb and his promotion for this A-Ward battle.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you in the spaces like all morning, then you dropping blogs. And I'm like, bro, you are talking about everything but A-Ward's rapping ability. Everything but it. That is just like, okay, make them relevant, but please get up there and rap these 3 rounds and don't get killed.
But see, that's the thing. We don't never see Verb like not rap his round. We see people boo him, or we see people not want to hear what he got to say, but he gonna be 100% prepared. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen Aver like stumble or just mess up a complete round.
No.
So he go do his job. Yeah, that's what I respect about him for sure. Like, he be having some crazy takes, but I respect that. And like I say, he's a person that he's somebody that if you feel like, man, people don't fuck with me, nobody like me, I can't around with this, that's somebody you should pay attention to, because he gonna show you how to navigate through all of that.
That's true. That's definitely true. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna watch. I plan to watch Max Out 3.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch Max Out 3. I wanted to be in the building for it. I just can't make them dates, but I'm getting the stream for sure. That's already done. Like that's already done. But yeah, I'm yeah. But the next max out that they have, I'm for sure pulling up. I don't care what I got to do. I'm pulling up.
So, who are your top 5 far as new guys, far as RBE?
Top 5 new guys RBE.
Yep.
So is this like intake only or like break?
Yeah. This your intake.
Okay, top 5 intake. I would say I think Uncle Nini.
Okay.
Um, I think Uncle Nini is probably the number one. I am spoken. Um, After him, I would say ATM. I like the fact that ATM is very, very different and unique, and I respect that the most about him. He tries stuff that I think people are scared to try, but it works for him, and he still has bars with that. And I think that's very difficult to do. So I got Uncle Nini, I am spoken, ATM. I would say my fourth one would be, ooh, man, this is, let's see. I would say wordplay.
Mm-hmm.
Wordplay the menace, fire. Um, and then since I'm gonna leave myself off this list,
Okay.
my fifth one would be he. It's gonna be kind of crazy because he ain't rap yet, but I know what he's capable of doing, and so I'm putting him in my fifth. I would say Black Rolex.
Well, I am familiar with him,
Yeah,
so I can agree with that.
So my personal top 5, that's who I would have. And again, I know Black Rolex hasn't rapped yet on the RBE, but I know what he's capable of doing. If you watch his battles and you know what I'm saying, you've seen, which I've seen him in person. I've watched his battles on. I know what he's capable of. I'm putting in my top 5, but that would be my top 5 right there.
Okay.
And that still leave, like, it's tough because you still got, like, you got Ziggy out there, like, you got Ziggy. I'm never putting Gary Austin in my top 5, but there might be some people that want to put him up there.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because Gary Austin is trash to me.
Oh, that's the tweet.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. He is. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Gary. He in the top 16, so I will let him do his thing. But yeah, I would put him in my top 5. But like I said, there is other people out there. Ziggy out there. There's Marvelous out there. Osiris is actually, he was good too. He had a good showing. So it's some other names out there. But for me personally, if I'm picking what I think my top 5, that is the top 5 I'm going with.
Oh, and that's the tweet. It gets the conversations going.
Yeah.
It gets the conversations going.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, he trash, you know what I'm saying? Every time something come up, he got something to say. I'm like, man, listen, bro. Trash. I don't want to hear it. All that. He definitely animated. He'll do all of that, but what he got to rap about, trash. I want to see him go outside somewhere else and rap. That's what I want to see him do.
But that's the thing. You know he's from OSBL, which is a development league. He's one of the guys over there. So he went from there to coming here.
Yeah. And
I think he's had some other battles in other leagues. Yeah. So well, that's definitely the tweet.
We gonna see. And you know what? I think I can't remember. You know what? I'll let him. That's what I'm let him do that. Let him do that. I'm interested to see his next battle. That's all I gotta say. I can't wait to this RBE. I can't wait till we all know who on what card, who gonna pull. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. If there is 3 different events, I'm definitely pulling up to all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can't wait till these battles get locked in because some of these people are about to get wiped. They about to get wiped up. I'm telling you, man.
Top 5 bricks.
Top 5 bricks. So I'm gonna incorporate mine with the women and the men.
Okay.
I just pick my top 5. So my top 5, I would say Zay. And this is no particular order because I really would have to sit down and try to think about. Okay, so I would say Zay. Let's see. K Venom.
Nice.
Fire. He is fire. So I got Zay, K Venom, Tato.
Yeah.
These last two spots. All right, so let me see. Zay, K Venom, Tato. These last two spots is a little. I'm gonna go with. Man, I don't want to lead nobody off. I'm a man. Okay. This is tough for me. I ain't gonna hold you. This is tough because I got like 3 or 4 names, but I can only pick 2 slots. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
So do top 5. I mean top 10 then. Can you
Ooh,
do 10?
I might not can do 10 because I don't know. I don't want to. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna just give my 2, and then I'm gonna give my honorable bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that works.
So, all right. So I said I got Zay, K Venom, Tato. I'm gonna go Caution for my 4th, and then I'm gonna go. And this is just me and my personal. You know what I'm saying? Ones that I want to put. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he fired. Also, he from the South region. Will Major. Uh,
Nice.
Will Major, and then the other ones that I had like between these last little 2 spots, like Peaches. I think Peaches is fire. Like she got a whole man. She came in there bombing. Like she remind me of a Shayna Ashley. Like that's what she remind me of. And Shayna Ashley was one of my favorite female battlers. You know what I'm saying, when she was doing her thing. So I was fighting between them 3. Like, you know what I'm saying, Caution, Will Major, Peaches. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Peach is gonna be my honorable mention, but I really want to put her in that top 5, but I don't know who to sub out. But I would say that.
That's an interesting top 5. And I think you're probably the second person that added one of the lady bricks in your top 5.
Yeah,
Most of them don't even include the ladies.
but they be going crazy. That's what the problem is. Like Caution be going crazy. Tato was going crazy. I mean, I know when she battled Caution, like, you know, and she was saying it. I think when you watch the battle, she be like, "Man, I'm kind of nervous." So she had some, but like after that, she just was, you know, boom, boom, boom. And then like Peaches, I watched the battle that had dropped with Peaches, and I was like, "What?" Like she was bombing. I was like,
Yeah,
"Yo," but I
he's
think
fire.
the reason why I put her in one of my 5 is because again, Shayna Ashley was one of my favorite female battle rappers, and she reminded me so much of her, like her voice, her cadence, her punch style. Like I think when she, you know, keeps increasing her brands and moves up, I think that would be a crazy mirror match battle one day. You know, if she ever can get that locked in, I think that would be crazy.
Okay.
I think that would. But you know, Jay Breed is another one. I thought Jay Breed was fire. So it's like it's difficult. The Jers, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like my last 2, it's couple people I can shuffle out.
Now you mentioned Jers.
Yeah.
I've been still trying to figure out how he fits in this whole RB situation. Because yeah, I saw him battle Jagger Josh and won the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just seen him battle Prophet. So I was trying to figure it out with him. Like specifically. Is he a brick? That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah. I think
Is
he's
that a
like,
brick battle?
yeah, I think he a newer, like he a new, like
He's in the newer bricks.
yeah. He just
Okay.
came. But what I like about Jers is like one, before I knew he was like part of the RBE thing, I had already watched him. I know he was on Bags and Bodies and stuff, but I had kind of seen him just watching battle rap. I seen him cipher, but like what I think helps him in his style is like his confidence level. You know what I'm saying? Takes it to it just when he starts rapping and he gets in his pockets and stuff, it just, and then when you hear him through spaces, like, cause he done been in the spaces a few times with us and talking, giving out point, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Always trying to give out game. It just matches up, you know, with how he raps. And I think that's dope, you know? So like when I'm looking at battlers for people that I feel like is my favorite, I'm looking for, you know, certain styles. I'm looking, you know, I'm looking at the whole picture. I'm not just a person that just want to hear punchline, punchline, punchline. Like, you know what I'm saying?
True.
I kind of look at the whole thing, and that's because my style, for one, is not developed off just punchlines. And you know, I'm more of a like I say, storyteller type, you know, angler or whatever you want to call it. But I do have punches in there also. So that's the kind of thing I look at. So that's when I pick the people that I like. I'm usually not gonna pick the people that are just like everybody talks about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I like, except for obviously Zay. But I just think Zay is undeniable. You know, I
Yeah.
think he's one of them. He's just one of them dudes that's just undeniable. So you gotta have him in there when you're talking about the bricks. For me, I think he's probably gonna be on everybody's list if you realistically sit down and make a list of your top five. He probably is gonna be one of the people that is on everybody's list, and him and Kate Venom.
Yeah. Now I can say Zay and K Venom have been on, I think, basically everybody's list out
Yeah,
of all the interviews I've done.
it would make sense. Like it would make sense. Like Kate Venom is just, I don't know, man. That's he crazy. He get crazy. But like I'm saying, if you looking at the bricks all paper wise and you've watched everybody's back, like it's kind of hard for you to not put him in your top five. Him and Zay is like an automatic if you ask me. And then the last three is kind of people's personal favorites, you know?
yeah. Yeah, pretty much like the consensus was Zay or Jay Breed, and then when it came to like the newer bricks, everybody said K Venom.
Yeah,
K Venom was like the name.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, so yeah, I see where like who everybody's like pretty much like talking about or gunning for.
Yep.
So I'm like, if y'all could get one of them, just know you got an uphill battle.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle. Anybody that battles Zay, battle K Venom is if you battle Caution, it's gonna be an uphill battle. Like period. Like Caution is probably if you was to segregate the bricks and just say ladies and then you pick your ladies and guys, like Caution is gonna be on everybody's list. You know,
Yeah.
I personally think Caution, it could be on, any list when it comes to top five bricks. I think it could be on there with the guys because she's also, she's done great and she's done what she needed to do. But like you say, most people didn't even include the women bricks
Nope.
there. But like to me, Caution, like she solidified. Like you know what I'm saying? She might have to be a guaranteed spot when you talk about top five bricks.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I would have that. I would say, yeah, Caution, and then I would probably say Zay. Cause I remember like in the beginning when I started watching, those were like the two that I was like, okay, it's gonna start here and then it's just gonna keep going.
Right.
So do you have a dream battle?
Yeah. So like my dream battle is either gonna be me versus Calico or me versus Goods. But if I had to pick one of them, it would be probably Goods.
Why? He talked the
So
same type of talk?
yeah, like well, so the crazy thing is he does talk the money talk, but we talk it in two different ways. But ever since when I start battling, and then that's just been the thing that's come with it. Oh man, you remind me of Goods, or you know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, just a different, you know what I'm saying? And not that I don't rap like him, I don't sound like him, but it's just because people are the talk that I'm used to or that I do. They only usually see it from Goods, but the difference is Goods always talk from a street perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Goods just gonna tell you how, oh, I sold drugs, I did this, and now I do this. And my perspective is different from that, but we still at the end of the day come to the getting money goal. So I feel like if I had that dream battle, it would be against him, but it's more so me wanting to show the people that we are two different, like we are in two separate, same money lane but different styles, you know what I'm saying? And then I think if me and him were to battle and actually have that match, you would see the difference in what we talk about. And then
Mm-hmm.
Calico, just because I feel like Calico is one of the battlers, like he be talking to people's soul. Like he gonna break you down, and he says stuff that a lot of people don't catch. He's not to the consensus, he's not a haymaker puncher, but to me, when you listening to him, dudes are haymakers. And I like to do that to my opponents too. I break people down. Like when I battled the Swamp, I battled Chilla Jones. If you watch these battles, I'm breaking them down, to the point where I'm specifically talking to them, and then they feel something afterwards. Like even when I battled Swamp afterwards, it went on to like, if you watch his social medias after I battled him, he started talking about the stuff that I was rapping to him about. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I broke him down how I wanted to. But that's why I picked Calico also as one of my other dream battles, because I want to have that conversation. I feel like he gonna talk to me a certain way that's I've never experienced from somebody else, and it's gonna be a good match, because I'm also talk to him or do what I gotta do to stand up there. But I've always said Calico got one of the hardest bars in battle rap I've ever heard. Ever. You are. Look, you ain't gonna believe. Listen, when he battled Twerk and he said, "Yeah, he rap good, but I ain't lied yet." I don't care what nobody say. That bar was powerful. That shit was fire. Like it's just because it's on another spectrum. Like it's different. It's not your typical like punchline. You know, it's the yeah he rap. He was like, I'm trying to put y'all in the mindset. Yeah, he rap good, but I ain't lied yet. That was crazy. That was crazy. I was like, yo, that was crazy, and I felt like he didn't get credit for that.
Now, I can agree because Calico do have bars, but people act as if he only gonna give you like throwaways, and
Yeah.
I'm like, are we not listening?
Nah, he's a person that's an acquired taste, but he built his brand so high up, like people do listen to him. But he's definitely one of the ones you gotta listen to him. He's a story. He can paint a picture. It's crazy. He can paint the visual picture for you while he's rapping. Not too many people can do that.
That's true.
Not
That's
too many
true.
people can do that.
I definitely look forward to him versus Goods. I do.
Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy battle. But yeah, those are my dream battles. If I ever could, get those locked in, and I would want it to be a locked in battle where it's appreciated on both sides. Like obviously I know I gotta build my brand up. I gotta do what I gotta do to get them to even notice somebody like me coming through the circuits. And if it gets to that point, I'd love to have that battle.
Anything is possible.
Facts.
Anything's possible because people said, "Oh, we're not gonna see Goods or we're not gonna see Calico on RBE." They are on RBE.
They on RB. Hey.
Oh, that's why I say anything is possible.
Yup.
Work your way up through the ranks.
That's a fact.
Make yourself known. Stay in the presence of everybody,
Facts.
and I think it's possible.
Yup. It's definitely possible. You just gotta put the work in.
That's a fact. Anything you want people to know, far as you the intake 4. What's next for you?
So right now I'm really focused on this intake because I do feel like it's a big opportunity. So I don't want to fumble the bag or mess up, anything. So I'm 100% focused on that right now. I do have only one other thing lined up, but I'm waiting to get official dates with the intake before I lock in with the other person. And I don't want to really mention that right now because it just ain't 100% solidified. But it's gonna be it's another decent, not decent. It's another good platform, is what I want to say. So once we lock in these dates with the intake, I'm gonna also lock in something over there. And like I say, that's all. All I want to do is just keep grinding and keep trying to elevate. Through the RBE process and through working with other leagues. My whole thing is I feel like I've done a lot of battles here where I'm at in my home league. So I want to go, to other places. I want to hit iBattle. I want to hit OSBL again. I want to hit the Riot. Like, I want to hit those type of leagues and those circuits to try to get my name, get my brand out there. So that's my goal.
You said iBattle.
Yeah.
You versus City Towers would probably be dope. You and City Towers.
That'd be dope. I know.
Riot, maybe you and Fate would be dope.
Oh, dang. I didn't think about that. That's crazy. I ain't never had nobody say that, but that's crazy. I like Fate.
Because I'm thinking, like, City Towers has always been dope to me.
Mm-hmm.
But until he's battled certain people, like, he just battled Cortez on the No Entourage joint this past weekend. Now everybody's like, "Oh, we didn't know how dope City Towers was."
Right.
City Towers was on URL.
Yeah.
And then even off of that, as far as just iBattle, he's had some dope battles. Yep. So that's why I say people don't be
in the tournament. I thought he was in that tournament too.
Was
he in that KOTD tournament?
I'm trying to think. Do I remember? No, I don't think he was.
I could have swore he was in there. But
I don't think he was.
Either nor less, he definitely is somebody that's fire, yeah.
And I say Fate because Fate is dope. He got a dope pen.
Yeah.
And he's battled Saint. He's battled Young Cannon. He's battled Shastafa. Like, he got a
fire.
Yeah, like, he's battled some good people. That's why I say pen. I'm thinking, like, how y'all rap.
That's what's up. That's
and then that's why I'm like, I think you and Fate could be a good one. Because it's like, I know the bars are going to go back and forth.
Yeah. That's a bet. I would, yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah, City Towers, Fate. What's the other league? You said OSBL?
If yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to OSBL again. OSBL, I want to hit iBattle, Riot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hit We Go Hard again, you know?
As far as We Go Hard, I think, see, that might be a little, I don't know, as far as We Go Hard. I don't know. Maybe you and a Jagger Josh could be dope. If you know who Jagger Josh is, don't you?
When I was out there, I seen him rap in person. Yeah.
Like, maybe you and a Jagger Josh could be dope. He just battled D-Dub, so
definitely.
Like, Jagger Josh has a good pen. I think y'all could have a good battle.
Gotta be what's up. So yeah, like I said, I'm still working. I got more to come. You know, once we lock in these dates, you know, they'll hear more from me. I'm trying to, this whole rest of the year, next year, I'm just trying to grind it out, man.
Well, that's good. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, look, man, y'all can hit me up on all social media. Tone City JDK, TONECITY JDK. That's Instagram, that's Twitter. You can hit me up on Facebook as JDK, that's JAYDEEKAY, just because, you know, Facebook don't do the 3-letter thing.
Yeah.
I'm out there on all social media platforms. Just hit me up, man. Tap in.
YouTube, JDK versus. When you first put it in, the first battle you will see is him versus Chilla.
Yep.
Then it goes to Swamp. Yep. Now, eventually, when you scroll it some more, it takes you to another one of your battles. The OSBO one did not pop up for me, but I know it's on.
Blame Gary. That's why it didn't pop up.
Don't
blame.
We're not blaming
Gary. My lowest view battle because of Gary. I said, God dang it, man.
Hold. Time out. Look, what we not going to do is the DMV slander.
Look, that's not on DMV. That's on Gary.
He represents us, so we not doing that.
That's on Gary, man. He need to do something. Man. So yeah, but that y'all can check that out. JDK versus Gary Austin. Go on and watch it. Comment.
OSBL. Salute to Kels.
Shout out to Kels. Appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate this interview. Thank you for taking your time out your day. I appreciate that.
No problem. And within probably sometime in the next, it'll be out tonight.
All right, that's a bet.
All right, salute.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.